This is a multi-channel digital radio controller that is based on the Arduino and has an OLED display so we could fine adjust the values that we send. I've already made a few radio controllers on this channel, and all those were quite good controllers, but each had a little problem. The reason that I'm now making a new one is because a lot of you guys asked me in the comments how to make a more commercial look radio controller. Now the last controller tutorial functioned exactly as any other commercial controller. You send the data from the joysticks and receive a PWM signals of 1000 to 2000 microseconds. But it had a very homemade look, and also the joystick quality was awful, and a lot of you guys said in the comments that you can't compare that with a commercial radio controller. That's why I've decided to make a new one that is still homemade and cheap, but it uses very good quality joysticks. It can be also digitally tuned using push buttons and an OLED display, it has a charging system and internal battery, it is still based on the Arduino and uses the NRF24 radio module, and best of all, I've designed and 3D printed a nice looking case for it. In this project I will explain all the steps that you need to follow in order to make this radio controller. I'm sharing all the parts, the schematics and designs, in case that you want to make one yourself. We'll make a transmitter and a receiver, just as any other commercial radio controller with a PWM signal. Before we start, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell in order to see my future projects. Also, thanks to all my patrons for the support. So, let's get started. Project sponsored by GLC PCB. You could order 10 high quality PCBs for only $2. You can select the board thickness, the color of your solder mask, gold plated pads for better connections, and the process is very fast, so you would receive the boards in a couple of days. I use their services for all of my PCBs, and I always get good results and more professional projects. Upload the Gerbers to GLC PCB and order the boards for very low prices. What's up my friends, welcome back. We start by looking on what this controller could do. We have the transmitter and the receiver. This system has 6 channels, but it could have up to 32, which is the maximum accepted by the NRF24 radio module. So we receive those 6 channels and create a PWM signal on each pin of the receiver, as you can see here on my oscilloscope. And this is exactly how my commercial 8010 radio controller works. So, to make sure that the received signal is okay, on the radio transmitter we have an OLED screen so we could see the value that we are sending for each channel. Also, each axis of the joystick has push buttons so we could increase or decrease the value in case that the joysticks are not exactly in the middle position. And not just that, but the configuration gets saved onto the EEPROM of the Arduino, so even if you restart the controller, we will still have the same values. The 3D printed case has an on and off sliding switch, and on the top part we have 4 more channels. 2 of these channels are digital, so they are just 2 toggle switches, and the other 2 are analog, so 2 more potentiometers. I'm using all the analog inputs of the Arduino for other stuff, so for now these potentiometers won't be connected. Okay, so on the back part of the case there is a DC jack, so we could charge the battery pack that we have inside. On the screen we can also see the battery level, so we should know when to charge the battery, and we also have a buzzer inside that will beep if the battery is low. You can also enable or disable the sound, and the controller has 2 modes, linear or exponential. The received signal is a PWM signal, just as any other controller has, or if you upload the PPM code, you can get an 8-channel PPM signal. Inside of the case we have 3 big lithium-ion batteries, connected in series, so a voltage of around 12 volts. This is charged using a 3S BMS board connected to a buck converter, so in that way we always have 12.6 volts applied to the batteries. All the joysticks, buttons, potentiometers and switches are connected to the Arduino, and the Arduino is connected to the radio module. To supply this module with 3.3 volts, I've used this very small buck converter. The 3.3 volts from the Arduino is not powerful enough and the radio connection won't work. And also the radio receiver is just another Arduino, with some male pins as any other radio receiver. So let's get started with this project. The first thing we will look at is the most important part of this radio controller. And that part are the joysticks. In my past tutorials I've used these small joysticks, but these are awful. For a basic radio controlled car this might work, but for drones for example you won't get good control. In another old project I've used the joysticks from a second-hand controller, and those were quite good. But today I'm using these big joysticks that are using good quality potentiometers, good gimbal system, and they cost only around $4 each. They also have this rubber cover, so they will look good on my 3D printed case. Okay, so next we need some batteries. I've used 3 of these 18650 batteries that I've took out from an old laptop battery. To charge these batteries we need a boost converter to set the voltage, a BMS circuit to protect the batteries, a DC jack that will be the main input, and a DC adapter with a voltage from 9 volts up to 12 volts. Okay guys, so now that the power part is covered, we need an Arduino, of course. This has a 5 volts regulator, so we could supply this directly with the battery pack of 12 volts. But next we need the NRF24 radio module with the amplified antenna. For this we need another very small buck converter module that will give us 3.3 volts. Because the 3.3 voltage from the Arduino can deliver enough current for the radio module, that's why we use an external converter. We also need 2 toggle switches, 2 extra potentiometers, a sliding switch like this one to turn on the controller, of course an OLED display, then we need a bunch of push buttons and probably a buzzer for the sound notifications. For the receiver we only need another Arduino, this small NRF24 radio module, an AMS1117 regulator, a PCB and some male pins. And that's pretty much it for the electronics that we need for this project. Okay guys, we also need the 3D printed case that I've designed in Blender. It is printed with PLA material and has spaces for everything. You will also need to print the plastic buttons and extra parts. You can download all these files from below, and you also have the schematic, the codes and all the steps. So this is all that we need to start mounting this project. The schematic is simple, but it could look a little bit complicated because it has a lot of connections. Download it from below and have it in front of you during this project. So first thing that I do is to get the bottom 3D printed case and check how to place the batteries. Then what I do is to connect the DC jack to the boost converter. After that I plug the DC adapter to the input. I power it and I rotate the potentiometer till I have 12.6 volts at the output, which is the charging voltage for the battery pack. Make sure that you glue the potentiometer in order to be sure that it will always stay at 12.6 volts. Now I connect the converter output to the BMS input. The BMS board has connections for each battery in the 3S battery pack. So connect those wires as in the schematic from the batteries to the BMS board. Now I solder 2 wires at the BMS output, and now I could glue the entire power system onto the back side of the case. It has specially designed spaces for the batteries and the DC jack. Okay guys, now I put the bottom part aside and let's start with the top part. First thing that we do is to put all the push buttons. For that I take these small plastic parts and place 2 push buttons on each like this. Now I have all these parts with the push buttons. Then I place the 3D printed plastic button inside of the hole of the case, and on top of that I add the plastic part with the push buttons and screw that in place. I do this for all the small push buttons. Now I take the sliding switch and these 2 parts. As you can see, I can slide the plastic part and that will turn on the switch. So first I glue the switch inside of the plastic holder. Then I place on top of that the sliding part. Now I take this entire part and place it here on the hole on the top part of the case and glue that in place with some hot glue. Now my case has a sliding switch for on and off. I now place the potentiometers and the toggle switches and I add some wires for 5 volts, ground and signal for each. I can now add the plastic knobs to the potentiometers. Okay guys, now I solder wires from all 4 potentiometers of the joysticks. Once I have that, I pass the joysticks and the rubber pad and I fit those like this on the top part of the case. Make sure that one potentiometer is facing upwards and the other one to the exterior of the case, so we will have more space for the other buttons. Add a plastic washer and screw the joystick in place onto the case. Next, I glue this Arduino Nano here on this support. We have this hole here so later we could connect the USB cable and program the Arduino without opening the case. I also glue the OLED display in place, using some hot glue, after I solder 4 wires for power, data and clock. Now I solder the resistors and wires from all the push buttons, just as in the schematic. Now it's time to wire everything to the Arduino. I will use both toggle switches, but I won't use the potentiometers for now, since I have no more pins from the Arduino for the extra channels. I solder everything but the 5 volts and ground cables. I don't solder the radio module yet neither. For that, first, what I've done was to remove the small potentiometer and solder a bigger one to the small buck converter board. Now I supply 12 volts at the input, and I rotate the potentiometer till I get 3.3 volts for the radio module. Now it's time to wire the radio module. I solder all the cables for the SPA communication and add the 3.3 volts buck converter at the VCC input as in the schematic. Then I glue the antenna to the case with some hot glue. Make sure that you use wires as short as you can, so we will have less noise. Also, you could wind ground around the MISO and MOSI cables, since that will remove noise even more. I've also connected a voltage divider between the V-in pin and ground and connect that to an analog input, so I could measure the battery voltage anytime. So, all the wiring is done, it's time to close the case. I use some plastic 3mm screws like these ones and close the case. I add 2 screws on the top side, and finally add another screw on the bottom part and the case is ready. It's time to program it. Download the transmitter code from below and open it in Arduino IDE. If you want, read each line in the code to understand more. Also download and install the library for the OLED display and the NRF24 radio module. I connect the USB cable to the Arduino inside of the case and upload the code. Now I power on the transmitter with the sliding switch and I get the first beep and the logo on the screen. Then on the screen we can see if the sound is activated, the battery level, the 6 channel values and also the mode, which can be linear or exponential. Since I don't have enough ports on my Arduino for this example, I'm only sending 4 channels of the joysticks and the value of these 2 toggle switches. Okay guys, if you press once this mode button, you will go from linear to exponential or vice versa. Now if you long press the same button, you will activate or deactivate the buzzer for sound notifications. As you can see, now each time that I press a button we will hear a beep. Now if the joysticks are not exactly in the middle, just use the push buttons to adjust the values. The middle value should be exactly 127. For example, the R channel is not in the middle. I press the buttons till I have 127. Now all the channels are in the middle. The exponential or linear mode will just map the values following this type of curves. The receiver is just a PCB with the Arduino, the NRF24 module, and the AMS1117 regulator for 3.3 volts. The 5 volts power will be given from an ESC or any other device, just as in case of a commercial controller. I've also designed a case for the receiver that you could print. Okay guys, as you can see, now I connect 4 probes to the 4 channels of the receiver. The received signal is a PWM signal from 1000 to 2000 microseconds, just as any other commercial radio controller. We can change the width of each channel with the joysticks. Right now I have just channel 1 on my oscilloscope, so we could see it better. Okay, when the battery is low, I connect the DC adapter on the back and charge up the battery pack. The BMS board will give me an overcharge or over discharge protection as well. So this project is a success. As always, below you will have the code for a PPM signal for the receiver, so upload that to the receiver Arduino in case that you want a PPM signal instead of PWM signals. Check the schematics for that as well below of this video. So there you have it, now you know how to make a better look radio transmitter. I've made some tests with my older versions and I had good results up to 700 meters, but you must use the power amplified antenna of the NRF24 module for the transmitter. If you can't get the radio connection to work, make sure that you are using an external powerful 3.3 voltage regulator for the radio module and use very short wires for the SPA connection between the Arduino and the radio module. Below you have all that you need: the STL files for the case, the schematics, the part list and the codes for the transmitter and receiver. Okay, so in general, this transmitter has way better joysticks, so that means better precision and better look. It has an OLED display and digital fine-tune. I provide all that you need for this project below and on my webpage electronoops.com, so consider supporting my projects on Patreon. I hope that you enjoyed this project. If so, don't forget to click the like button like crazy and share this video with your friends. If you have any question about this video or any other, just leave it in the comment section below or my Q&A page. Also, don't forget to subscribe and watch all of my other videos. And remember, if you consider helping my projects, check my Patreon page as well. So thanks again and see you later, guys.